This is the first weekend of the Indiana State Fair, and as hundreds of thousands of people travel to the fairgrounds, there's a new way to skip paying for parking this year. Our Brandon Schaff shows us the park and ride option through IndyGo.
At the end of the Purple Line, buses wait at the Fort Harrison stop, ready for riders going to the Indiana State Fair. New this year is the Purple Line Park and Ride. The partnership between IndyGo, Lawrence, and Ivy Tech lets people park on campus near the station for free, then ride to the fair for $2.75.
It's a wonderful program. If you can be picked up, that's enjoyable.
After about a 30-minute trip on the Purple Line, you can get off at the State Fairgrounds stop, which is just a short walk away from the entrance to the fairgrounds. And once the day is done, you can come right back to this stop and ride back to where your car was parked.
It's a very good thing, and it's very convenient too, because I don't have to deal with the traffic, like I said, and drive way to the fairgrounds when I can just hop on the bus.
Vincent Wilson parked in Lawrence and rode to the State Fair on Saturday. As someone who always enjoys going there, he hopes there are more park and ride options in the future. Estelle Scott didn't park in Lawrence, but did take the Purple Line home with her family after spending the day at the fair. She likes the new park and ride option.
It really is a blessing.
If you're using park and ride for the fair, most days you'll be fine, but check the schedule so you don't miss the last bus. And IndyGo says this service has potential beyond the State Fair.
This gives us an opportunity now that we've got the partnership together and we know what it looks like and all those kinds of things, that we can hopefully replicate this soon in other places and for other big events around the city.
Events like Colts, Pacers, and Fever Games, Gen Con, and more. For now, the Purple Line Park and Ride continues through August 23rd. In Marion County, Brandon Schaff, 13 News.
All right, if you want to check out the State Fair, it's open Sundays and Wednesdays from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., then Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. The State Fair is closed on Mondays. We have everything you need to know about the fair right now at WTHR.com. An update tonight to a story we've been following out of Martinsville. The Morgan County Judicial Campus will stay closed for another week for carbon monoxide testing. Dozens of workers got sick last week, including some who had to go to the ER. Since then, offices and services were moved to other locations temporarily. Testing to find the source of the carbon monoxide still underway. Tonight, police in Shelbyville are investigating after a worker died at the Ryobi die casting plant. The Shelby County coroner says this incident happened Friday at the plant on Industrial Park Drive in Shelbyville. No details released yet about how the worker died. Ryobi, in a social media post, said it is cooperating with OSHA and local police. The company is also conducting its own internal review of the incident. A call for justice today as family and friends are mourning and celebrating the life of 21-year-old Dallas Jett. He was shot and killed by IMPD last month in an alleged shootout with police while they responded to a disturbance at 38th and Franklin. Jett's family says they're still waiting to view body camera footage from that night, and they want the public to see what happened.
We're going to keep demanding the truth. We're going to keep demanding transparency. We're going to keep demanding accountability, because some systems survive by believing they can outweigh our outrage.
The family's attorney says IMPD did offer to let the family see the body cam footage next week, but that could change. 13 News also asked IMPD for any updates in this case. They referred us to an earlier statement saying they're committed to working with the Jett family. Indianapolis firefighters rescued a woman today who was trapped in her burning apartment. This happened around 9:30 on the northeast side on Dixon Road. That's not far from Arlington Middle School. And take a look at the damage. The first floor apartment you can see here is burned and charred. IFD says they found a 58-year-old woman trapped here and barely conscious. She was carried out and taken to the hospital. No updates tonight on her condition. IFD believes the cause of that fire was likely electrical. All right, 11:04, and after a steamy Saturday, if you're making plans for Sunday, I guess the question is, are we going to be as muggy, and do we have a chance of rain?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, as simple
and
as that.
scene.
Look, it's going to be just as steamy tomorrow as it was today.
Oof, okay.
There is one minor difference in the forecast for tomorrow in that late in the evening, we may ramp up the rain chance a little bit. So let me show you where we are right now. We made it to 90 degrees today, at least officially in Indy. We've cooled down to 78 at the airport. There are some locations that are down into the 60s, but don't expect to really get much lower than that. 68 in Crawfordsville, it's probably about as cool as you're going to get for this evening, and overnight, I do think that it's going to be very mild overnight because it is so muggy. Thankfully, satellite and radar has quieted down. Any scattered showers have moved to the east, and for tonight, let's call it partly cloudy skies. I'll put 68 here, but I have a feeling many of you will stay stuck in the 70s during the overnight before we start that warm up yet again. It's going to stay muggy. We'll get into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees, partly cloudy skies. It's going to look almost identical to today. The difference is once we get into the late evening, the rain chance is going to ramp up. I'll show you that in Future Track coming up in just a few minutes.